The moon hung low in the sky, casting an eerie glow over the tranquil farmstead of the Johnson family. For generations, the Johnsons had tilled the land, their farm a testament to hard work and dedication. But this year, something had changed. This year, the Scarecrow watched. Eli Johnson, the patriarch of the family, had tended to the farm for as long as he could remember. He had seen good years and bad, but nothing like this. It had started innocently enough when he decided to replace the old, tattered scarecrow that had guarded their crops for years. Little did he know that his decision would unleash a nightmare upon his family. Eli's son, Mark, helped him craft the new scarecrow. They named it Harvest, a fitting name for their guardian of the fields. With its faded denim overalls, straw-filled body, and a burlap sack for a head, Harvest stood as a sentinel against the hungry crows that threatened their livelihood. But from the moment Harvest was planted in the cornfield, strange things began to happen. The crows, once fearful of the old scarecrow, now gathered around Harvest, as if drawn to it by some unseen force. Their cawing became incessant, an unnerving cacophony that echoed through the farm. Nights grew restless for the Johnsons. They heard rustling in the fields, the scrape of straw against straw, and the soft whisper of the wind through Harvest's burlap head. Eli's wife, Sarah, was the first to notice the change. She claimed that the scarecrow's stitched eyes followed her as she moved about the house. Eli and Mark dismissed her fears as imagination, but they couldn't ignore the withering crops and the dwindling livestock. Something was feeding on their farm, and it seemed to be Harvest. One moonless night, Mark decided to investigate. Armed with a lantern, he ventured into the cornfield, determined to unravel the mystery. As he approached Harvest, he noticed that the scarecrow's burlap head was stained with something dark and viscous, a substance that looked like blood. With trembling hands, Mark reached out to touch the scarecrow's head. It was warm, and he felt a pulse beneath the rough fabric. Harvest's head turned slowly, its stitched eyes fixing on Mark with an unnerving intensity. In a voice that seemed to emanate from nowhere, Harvest whispered, "Hungry." Terrified, Mark stumbled back, his lantern extinguished in the process. He raced to the house, gasping for breath as he recounted the horrific encounter to his family. As the Johnsons huddled in their dimly lit kitchen, they realized that they were dealing with something beyond their understanding. Harvest was no ordinary scarecrow, it was a malevolent force that hungered for life. Desperate to rid their farm of the sinister creature, the Johnsons turned to an old family friend, Father Thomas, who was well-versed in matters of the supernatural. He arrived at the farm with a crucifix and a Bible, ready to confront the evil that had taken root in their fields. With Father Thomas leading the way, the Johnsons ventured into the cornfield, where Harvest stood waiting. The scarecrow's presence was palpable, a dark aura that seemed to suffocate the very air. As Father Thomas recited prayers of exorcism, the scarecrow writhed and contorted, its stitched mouth emitting an unearthly scream. The ground shook, and the crows that had gathered around Harvest scattered in all directions. With one final prayer, Father Thomas cast the malevolent spirit from the scarecrow. Harvest crumpled to the ground, its burlap head stained with darkness. The Johnsons watched in awe as the cursed scarecrow was consumed by flames, reduced to ashes. The malevolent force that had plagued their farm for weeks was gone, and the fields seemed to breathe a sigh of relief. But as they returned to their home, the Johnsons couldn't forget the horrors they had witnessed. The farm would never be the same, and the memory of Harvest's hunger would haunt their dreams for years to come.